Hey, and welcome back to Wild Mythology. I welcome you to the channel with bread and salt. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 mythical weapons and items from mythology, folklore, and legend. But before we get to that, don't forget to join this month's giveaway for the 75th anniversary book of Timeless Tales of Gods and Heroes by Edith Hamilton. All you have to do is subscribe and make a comment on this video. Plus, don't forget to comment on any other video I make this May. It gives you an extra chance to win. Now enough of that, it's time for the weapons and items from mythology, folklore, and legend. Number 1. Mjolnir. Mjolnir hardly needs any introduction, but for those who don't know, Mjolnir is the mighty hammer of Thor, the god of thunder from Norse mythology. It was forged by the dwarf brothers Eitri and Brok in a bet against the trickster god Loki. Loki had challenged the brothers to create 3 items as glorious as another 3 items made by rival dwarves. Seeing that Eitri and Brok were gonna win, Loki disguised himself as a fly and tried to sabotage the brothers by biting them. One of these bites caused Mjolnir to have a short handle, but in the end the brothers won the contest. Legend has it that Mjolnir is covered in runes and that it has the ability to summon lightning and return to the hand of its wielder no matter how far they are. After the world-ending battle of Ragnarok, it is said that Thor's sons will find Mjolnir lying next to their father's dead body and bring it back with them on their journey to start the world anew. The most famous myth involving Mjolnir involves the time Thor lost it. One day, Thor awakened to find his hammer missing. He then sent out Loki to go search for it. When Loki returned, he told Thor that the giant Thrym had stolen it, and that he would only return it if Freya, the goddess of love and beauty, became his wife. Loki and Thor tried to ask Freya to pretend to marry the giant so he would reveal where Mjolnir was, but the goddess kicked them out in anger. So Loki convinced Thor to dress up in bridal clothing to trick the giant. The day of the wedding, before the big kiss, Thrym summoned Mjolnir to his location. But before Thrym could catch the hammer, Thor threw off his disguise and reclaimed Mjolnir. He then used it to kill Thrym and all the giants that attended the ceremony. Number 2. Excalibur. One of the most renowned swords in all of mythology, folklore, and legend is the famous blade Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur. Also known as Caliburn, Excalibur is the famous sword that granted King Arthur his great power in battle. While sometimes thought to be the sword in the stone that the great wizard Merlin declared could only be pulled out by the true King of Britain, Excalibur is actually a different sword that King Arthur acquired after he became king. During one of his first battles, the sword that Arthur pulled from the stone broke into pieces. Merlin then led Arthur to the Lady of the Lake, who gave him Excalibur in return for a favor. With multiple versions and retellings of King Arthur out there, some confusion has been caused because some authors name Excalibur as the sword in the stone. But the older versions usually have Arthur acquiring the blade from the Lady of the Lake. According to legend, Excalibur was the best sword to ever be forged in Avalon. It was also connected to a mystical scabbard that had special healing properties. The significance of Excalibur was that it was a symbol for Arthur's power, virtue, and his crown. In legend, before King Arthur's death, he ordered Sir Griflet to take Excalibur and return it to the Lady of the Lake so that it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. Number 3. The Axe of Pangu. The Axe of Pangu belongs to Pangu, the primordial creator god of Chinese mythology. In Chinese mythology, there was nothing in the beginning, until the nothingness condensed into a cosmic egg. Within the egg, yin and yang condensed for 18,000 years, until they found perfect balance. Pangu then emerged from the egg holding a majestic axe. He then used that axe to cut yin and yang in half, thus creating the sky with yang and the earth with yin. After cutting yin and yang, Pangu spent another 18,000 years raising the sky high above the earth, and once he was done, he died, creating the universe, the sun, the moon, and all the wonderful things on earth from different parts of his body. As for his axe, well, it disappeared, thought to be hidden underneath one of the many mighty mountains on Earth. Number 4. The Helm of Darkness. In Greek mythology, the Helm of Darkness belongs to Hades, the god of the Underworld. The Helm of Darkness allows whoever wears it the ability to become completely invisible and untraceable even from other gods. The helm was created by the 3 Cyclops children of Uranus, the primordial god of the sky, and Gaia, the primordial goddess of the earth. Alongside the thunderbolt of Zeus and the trident of Poseidon, the Helm of Darkness was made to help Hades in the war against the Titans. Throughout mythology, other gods such as Hermes and Athena have borrowed the helm to help in their own endeavors. The only other being that had used the helm was Perseus, who used the helm to escape the clutches of Medusa's sisters because they were outraged over their sister being decapitated. Number 5. The Book of Thoth. The Book of Thoth is a book from Egyptian mythology that contains the writings of Thoth, the god of knowledge, wisdom, and magic. The book is said to contain numerous spells, including a spell that lets one talk to animals, and a spell that allows one to perceive the gods and the secret to their power. According to legend, Thoth hid the book at the bottom of the Nile in a box filled with serpents. One day, an Egyptian prince found the box and killed all the snakes. He then took the book, ignoring the hieroglyphic warning. Angry about the theft, Thoth killed the prince's wife and child, causing the prince to commit suicide. The prince was then entombed with the book. Many years later, a man stole the book from the prince's tomb, even though the prince came back as a ghost and warned him about the possible punishment. The man then had a vision caused by the ghostly prince that his entire family would be killed because of his theft. Seeing what his future punishment would be, the man returned the book, declaring that no mortal should have access to knowledge of the gods. And there it is, I give you 5 weapons and items from mythology. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go check out our other content and don't forget to subscribe and comment so you can enter our giveaway. Well, until next time on Wild Mythology.